So this week's video is going to be a kind of companion video to last week's lesson on the intervals of the major scale, where today we're going to take a look into the minor scale's intervals. And this is also going to introduce us to the concept of having these minor or flat intervals. If you didn't catch the last video, it might be helpful to check it out before you watch this one. But if not, and you want to just go ahead, of course, feel free to watch. So here we're going to talk about the intervals of the minor scale. I'm going to do it in 3 keys so that you can really see kind of how to decode this. So the minor scale is our first introduction to some of these intervals. That would be flat or minor. And we call them flat and minor because, well, we call them minor because they'd be from the minor scale. But if we were to call them flat intervals, that flat connotates that it's 1 fret lower than it would have been in the major scale, which is why understanding the major scale is such a good step to take before you go into this. But anyways, let's jump in. I'm going to start in the key of C minor, and my 1 octave C minor shape that you can use to decode this in any key is going to look like this. So those are all my notes in the C natural minor scale. Now, let's take a look at what notes they actually are. So if I'm in the key of C, C is my root, my first interval. Now remember, an interval is any 2 notes. It's used to describe the distance between them. Those are all intervals. But so if I start on C, the first one that comes up is going to be my second, which we can either just call a second or we can call it a major second, because it's the note D, and if you remember, that was our first interval in our major scale. So we get a normal second. Now here's where things go different. My next note is going to be E flat, and that would be, we would either call that a minor third, because it's from the minor scale, or we would call it a flat third, because in the major key, C major, it would be E, but in minor, it's flat or it's minor. So that note becomes E flat. So whenever you see a flat interval, it means you can just think of it as going 1 fret back from the major scale. So C, D, E flat is my minor third. It sounds like this if I play them together. And that's where we get that kind of minor sound. After that, we would go C to F, 1, 2, 3, 4. The minor scale has a perfect 4th in it, just like the major scale does. Same deal with the 5th. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we get C and G. That makes us a perfect 5th or a C power chord. Then we go one more. We get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is A flat, which I would call either a minor 6th or a flat 6th. Again, we would call it minor because it's the flat 6th in this key. The minor 6th happens in the minor scale. We could also call it a flat 6th because it's 1 note lower than where we were in the major scale. It's 1 note lower. So you can call these either flat 6ths or minor 6ths. It doesn't really matter. But C to A flat, we get a minor 6th. Now, our next interval, if I go up 7, I end up on this note B flat. And that is a flat 7, or again, a minor 7, because if you'll remember in our major scale, we were on B natural. So B flat is 1 fret lower, and that interval sounds like this. That's our minor 7th. And then if I complete my octave, we end up with a perfect octave again. So there's all the intervals in C minor. I'll recap that one more time, that all of these, the flat third, the flat 6th, and the flat 7, we can either refer to these as flat 3rds, 6ths, and 7ths, or minor 3rds, 6ths, and 7ths. We call them minor because they're found in the minor scale, and we can call them flat because they're just a flatted note from their respective major scale. But with C minor out of the way, let's take a dive into a different key. And last time I went around the circle of 5ths, but now I'll do the circle of 4ths. So let's go to the friendly key of F minor. Now, remember, I want to take this 1 octave shape that we looked at, and I I just need to find an F on either my A or E strings. For this, I'm going to go down to my first fret of the E string for this. And let's find some intervals. So we know that the minor scale has a major second in it, so if I go F up a whole step, I get G. That interval is going to sound like this. If I go up to the third note, 1, 2, 3, 3. It's kind of hard for me to sing minor thirds sometimes. We get F and A flat. So A flat is my minor third. If I go up to my fourth, I get the note B flat, a perfect fourth. Really nice sound there, big, wide open. If I go to my fifth, I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I get the note C, and again, if I'm playing an interval of a fifth, I actually end up with a power chord. If I go up one more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is D flat. So D flat would be my flat sixth, or my minor sixth, you could say. If I go up one more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I get the note E flat, and that is going to be my minor 7 or my flat 7, depending on how you want to think about it. It's both the same whether you say minor or you say flat. And then last but not least, I go up again. Then I get my octave where I get F again. Just like the last video, I'm going to do this in one more key just so that it's totally clear. And let's go one more. So now we're in the scary key of B flat minor. Oh, I played a major chord there. I should have done that. Anyways, same idea. I want to find B flat on my E string or my A string. Actually, both positions are good. Maybe I'll do this one down here on the first fret. So my major second interval from this minor scale is going to be from B flat to C. We get this sound. My minor third or my flat third will be is D flat. If I go up to my perfect fourth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I get E flat, which is going to be my perfect fourth. If I go up to my fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I get a B flat power chord and also the notes B flat and F. If I want to go up to my flat sixth, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That gives me my minor sixth interval between G flat and B flat. If I go up one more, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. My minor third or my flat 7 is the note A flat. Then if I go all the way up again, I get this wonderful octave. So there you go. There's the minor scale and all of its intervals explained. So if you hear someone say minor sixth or minor third or flat sixth or flat third or flat seventh, hopefully this helps you get some kind of idea for where it can come from. I really hope you found this lesson useful and easy to follow. If you did, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. I've been trying to grow my channel here for a while now, and I'd love to have you along for the ride. I've got new videos coming out every Monday and every Thursday for the time being. And if you'd like to take a lesson with me, there's a link to that down in the bio. I also have PDFs for a book, Scales and Arpeggios for the Modern Guitarist that I wrote. It's only $10, it's a pretty good deal. But other than that, I will wish you all a wonderful day, and I hope you get to have some fun playing the guitar. Thank you so much for making it to the end of the video, and I'll see you in the next one.